Dependency makes them 40 times more likely to turn to heroin. Enter Matthew. Some would say he was dealt a bad hand. After a cancer diagnosis, his opioid addiction grew and would soon shatter his and his family's lives.
My name is Matthew. 2 years ago, I made the worst decision I've ever made. Growing up in California, I had a really active childhood.
He was the guy everybody wanted to be around, cracking jokes, having a good time.
In my 20s, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I was in a lot of pain, so they prescribed me hydrocodone. I had a friend introduce me to a dirty doctor that would prescribe me Oxycontin. So I was doing pain meds, and that led me to do heroin. For the next 2.5 years, my primary goal was just to get high.
I came home and saw him passed out on his bed, and he had a needle on his lap. I told him it was time for him to move out because I couldn't bear to find him. I said, Dad.
It just got worse. He was in and out of jail, but it just got hard to be around him, so I couldn't take it.
2 years ago, I was arrested for possession and spent 90 days in jail. On being released, I went home and my family was waiting for me to do an intervention and to ask me to seek help, which I agreed to.
He was coming back around and did a bunch of things with the whole family again, and it was wonderful. We got the phone call. He was in the hospital.
After about 4 months of sobriety, I thought I could get away with it one last time.
My first thought was, how dare he? I cannot believe we're doing this again.
I remember waking up in the hospital and the doctor telling me that the way I was laying on the ground cut off circulation to my legs for over 24 hours. It was either my life or my legs. And the doctors told me they had to amputate my legs.
It was a horrible thing to see, but he's still here. And that's all that matters.
Matthew, with his parents, Kathy and Terry, and sister Tara, join us. And obviously, you've been through a heck of a lot as a family. And Matthew, you in particular. And I want to first say that I know this takes a lot of courage. I know that you don't like being out in crowds. You don't like having to feel exposed. But you're here on national TV talking about all that you've been through. What's your message?
My message is just to let anybody else out there that's struggling with addiction, that's, new to recovery, to stick with it, to not make the same decision that I made. I never in my life would have thought that this could be a repercussion to using one more time.
You're also in a position now where you've been dealing with a lot of pain, having had your legs amputated, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I have phantom pains, and like where my feet would have been, I get really sharp, throbbing, just crushing pain, and there's not even a limb there.
And that's very common, but I think where people at home and in the audience are going to really struggle with where you're at right now is that because of all that pain, they actually have you back on opiates.
Right.
The very drug that you became addicted to. So can I ask today when the last time you took a dose of your pain medication was?
This morning.
This morning. I want to bring in someone who knows a lot about this, board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Todd Hutton, because it's a heart-wrenching story, and yet Matthew's bravely come here today to tell everyone this story, and yet he's still in this cycle. And I know that you had a chance to talk with Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew and I spoke, Travis, and the fact that he's here means he wants to get better. So Matthew, Southern California TMS Center has put together a comprehensive treatment program to help you. We're going to give you transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS, which is most commonly used to treat depression. We're going to use that to treat your depression. We're also going to use that to treat your phantom limb pain. We're going to help you detox off the opiates. giving you non-habit forming medicines to help deal with the withdrawal and the pain, and psychotherapy to help you cope with all the changes that your life is going through.
So I know it was a big step to come out here before everyone. I know your family's here to support you. Dr. Hutton's offering you this. Are you ready to say goodbye to your addiction?
Absolutely.
Dad, what are you feeling right now?
Happiness.
Relief, there's a treatment.
And I really want to use you, if I may, as a poster child, because your pain is real. And I think anyone watching needs to understand that the intention of prescription opiates is valid. It's to treat pain. But the intention is never to lead someone to heroin, to lead to an addiction. And I highly encourage anyone out there who feels like they may have an opiate addiction, talk to a specialist who uses multiple modalities. And I'm so thankful, Dr. Hutton, for you highlighting that there are many different ways to treat pain. And seeking help is the first step in that. Matthew, thank you. Very proud of you for being here today.
Coming up, the 3 comfort food swaps that are both nutritious and delicious.
That's really good.